Happy Monday. Oh my goodness. So let me just run down what the amazingness that boot camp is. Now, if you are not close to being a director, just know that it is so worth it if you ever get invited. It is taking time out of your life and your day, but I promise you it's 1,000% worth it. So let me kind of like dive right back. There was an email that was sent out. I thought it was a mistake because I'm like, I'm not a director anymore. I lost my title. That's the whole reason I'm doing this journey vlog is to show you guys how I'm getting back. And they were like, yeah, we're inviting you. And I'm like, sweet. So I did. I paid for my ticket to fly. Scentsy is absolutely amazing. I'm not going to go into like all the details of everything else, but I flew. So I drove myself to the airport. I parked my car. Of course, flights are always so much fun. So I parked in one terminal. My gate was in another terminal. Then it got moved over here. 4 gates later, 2 planes, 2 terminals. It was a lot of fun. It was so amazing. So I had two other Cincy, or I think two, maybe one or two. I can't remember now. Two or three 4 people that were on my flight to head up to Boise. So after we kind of saw each other before and we're like moving around and we're talking to each other and it was great. So then we get over to Boise. So we land and then there's like 7 of us. So we all land about the same time. So we split Ubers. We got 2 different cars at the same time. We get to the hotel. Of course, like I'm exhausted. I've been up since 4 a.m. And then I had to go up to my room. Now my roomie was driving. So Cressa, this is a little shout out to you. But she was driving, so she wasn't there. She wasn't going to be there until later. So I went ahead and I got my stuff set up and got like situated. We had a meet and greet the first night. And the meet and greet was basically we just kind of went in there. They a whole bunch of little food and things laid out like snacky foods. Can't remember. Fruits, vegetables, drinks, like waters and cokes and whatever. So all that stuff was laid out. We got to talk for a little bit. We got our little boot camp back. And then it was like, what's everybody going to do? And I'm like, well, I'm going to go upstairs. I may come back down. No, I passed out. I was exhausted. So let's roll to the next day. So on Thursday, that was like our first day that we're going to be meeting and going to the home office. Now, I'm not going to go through like every little bit of training, but I did promise the girls at boot camp and guys, boot camp 53, whoop, whoop, that I was going to do a training on the attaching the email. So I pointed over there because that's where my computer screen is, but like it's so funny because this is reversed so you guys can see it as is. Anyway, I'm a little ADD this morning, a little tired. So we got over there. We got some amazing training. We got to see everybody. Their Heidi and Orville were there. We had an entourage. It was a lot of fun. It was very overwhelming. It was very emotional to be there. It was absolutely amazing. And the trainings are broken down. You got to think about a lot of the trainings that we have. They're for leadership training. So that means you have a team. Is of like who to reach out to, who to talk to, how to have conversations with your downline. So it is very helpful. A lot of it was very overwhelming because I'm not quite there yet. So you guys know. I mean, if you follow my journey, you know that I lost my title back in 2021. 4 times as a director, 4 times I got lost, but that's okay because the title is literally just 5 letters. Title, Title. That's it. That's all it is. It's 5 measly little letters, and one of them repeats itself. So does it really? It's only 4 letters. But anyway, it is all about how you work your business as a business owner and as a person who is a mentor, is a guide, is all the things to help anybody along their way. It doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter if you have one teamie or if you have 0 teamies. You can still lead people. Again, the title, 4 letters, 5 in a row. It's really silly. But that's all it is. And I mean, that's what they say. It doesn't matter what your title is. It doesn't matter if you're a lead, a star, a superstar, a director, a star director, or a superstar director. Leading is something you can do at any time. There's no reason to sit here and say, well, my team isn't listening to me and they're not doing what I said. Well, guess what? You're not their boss. As a mentor, as a sponsor, as however you want to title it, we can't control anybody else's business just like they can't control ours. So it's all about guiding, giving a map, giving resources, helping them along the way. And that's all we can do. We can't help the ones that don't want to run this as a business because, guys, honestly, I have a lot of kidnappers and I have a lot of part timer. Oh, I don't even have part timers. I have a lot of kidnappers and I have a lot of hobbyists. Now, I take that back. I do have a couple of part timers, but the majority of my team were kidnappers or they literally work like 2 or 3 times a year. But I do have a handful. I do have a handful that every single month get active. They are amazing. But they're not really growing a team yet. They're not sure. They're still new or they're just like, I just like doing my thing, and that's okay. Because when they're ready for the extra money, when they're ready to have that bigger paycheck, then that's when I'm going to step in. But my resources are always there. So, what my whole point of this is that it doesn't matter if you have a team or not, you can still lead. If you know how to do stuff, then share it. Do videos, go to YouTube, go to Facebook Live, go into one of the groups and ask if you can do a training. If you know one thing that's working well for you, then share it. There's no reason to gatekeep anything that we do in our business. So, with all that being said, I'm going to show you guys one of the questions that came up is that we do have a new email system that through Scentsy. So let me go ahead and I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to walk you through. Now, if I kind of freak out or whatever, it's because I'm trying not to show you all my customers' information. So let me go ahead and get the share up here. Make sure I go to the right one. Okay, so this should be sharing. You know what? Let me do this a different way. Haha. Let's stop share. Hold on. Let me move this to where it is directly behind so I know what I'm looking at because I don't want to have to look over here and look over there. All right, so let me do this again. I hope you guys are still with me here. Now I got to remember where it's at. I think it's here. Yes. I think it's this one. Share. Okay. So yes, so this is my workstation. This is where my PRV is at. Like, look, I don't even care. Y'all can get on whatever. So you are gonna look up at the top here. I'm gonna move. I don't know if you guys can still see me. I can never remember if it shows up or not, but that's okay. So we are gonna go over here and we are gonna go to contacts, and then you want to go down underneath the communication beta, and you want to do communication home page. So this is going to bring up a lot of information for you. Now, right now, I haven't sent out an email in the last 7 days, so there's not a big thing going on. Now, a lot of this stuff is still new, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to pull up an email, of how we're going to do this, of adding in images into your email. Now, this is something new I learned. One of my besties showed me how to do this, and I want to make sure that the information is getting out. So when you go into marketing email, up here is a whole bunch of little things you can do. So one of these is upload image from computer. So this is also considered an insert, and it will add it into the body of the email. So I am going to go ahead and type some stuff like happy Monday. Lots of exciting things going on today. Now, am I going to send this exactly? No. I normally use ChatGPT, and if you guys have followed me, you know I use ChatGPT religiously, especially for my emails, because it has the emojis, it has all the fun stuff, blah, blah, blah. It has all the good stuff. So I am just putting this on here right now so I can show you that you've typed out something or not, and then we're going to add in a image. So I need to look to make sure I know where my image is at. It should be under here. So here we go. So we are going to insert an image, and I got to go to my downloads. Going to think, oh, yep. So this is some of my stuff. Of course, it's going to take a minute. And it's going to show you all my goodies. This is all the stuff I do. All right. So we're going to do open. I'm going to click on what I'm putting in there. So now you see, oh my gosh, here it is. Now I created this really on the fly. Like I just put it in here, not really worrying about everything. But this is one-on-one communication. So you can show this. You can send this. Now, this again is not exactly what I'm sending. I just found something that I could add all of the images and whatever. Like I just wanted something that I could show saying Disney, Princess, and Hamage were releasing today. Now, there are little things on the side. You can make it smaller. You can make it bigger. Now, this here allows you to put it on the left side, right side, or in the middle. So all this is doing is inserting a picture. So you kind of have to think about how Word is formatted. It's allowing you, it's putting it in the place. If you want it moved further down, you're going to have to put some more image or some more words or spaces to move it further down. If you want it smaller, you can still take these side pieces here and make it smaller depending on how you want this to show. So I want it pretty large because I kind of want it to show some stuff. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back up here. And so here is all of the formatting things that you can do. And you can do this from your phone as well. Blew me away because I've always just been attaching my images. So that means they had to click it, open the image, and download it and all that fun stuff. So I'm going, where's my font? Nope, I don't want to do color. I probably should put my glasses on. I'm going to say huge. There we go. But I think I do want to color it though. I want to make it. I need to highlight it. I want to make it purple. Oh, that was a purple highlight. See, I always have to do this. So guys, if you mess up, it is okay. It is okay. So let me go back and say remove color. And then we're going to add purple to the wording. So there it is. So there's purple. And then I'm going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and bold it. Oh, I'm going to underline it. Whoop, whoop. So there's a lot of things that you can do with this email that Scentsy has. It's a great new beta. So they're rolling it out. So if you don't have it, then you may have to talk to someone in IT. I don't know. I think everybody has access to it. I think this is still new. They're going to be adding different features. So just know that this is going to be a process that could change later. They may have more features or less. I don't know. It may look different later because there's a lot of things that change on the workstation because they're constantly updating it and taking care of things. So this is where you put your subject line. These are some of my other ones was follow us here, exciting news, the best opportunity with Scentsy, a little help from a friend, point. So you can come up with whatever. This I'm just going to put Disney, Princess, and Hamish release today. Okay. Then you're going to attach or choose tags. Now, I did not go through this to make sure that it wouldn't pull up everything. So I'm going to pray that my test ones come up. Maybe not. Okay. Well, you can add the emails in here or you can press the plus and you can start pulling them from tags or their names. Now, another way. So this is just going into the email and creating it and then adding in the emails that need it to go to. You can also do this from your contacts list. Now that I cannot show you because that does have all my customers' information. And I really don't want to share that. But this is how you attach. So it's up here in all of these features listed at the top. There are so many different things you can do. You can change it all up. I could have changed that to heading. There we go. Heading 1. It's bold. It's large. It's in charge. And that's just the information. You can add in your links, like going to your website, even though I already have that. And honestly, if you do this, go in and you can always send yourself a test email or look at the preview. That way you can see it before it goes. So there's a lot of information. I know. It was hard. There's been so much stuff going on. So let me go ahead and stop sharing. But all the things that we learned, we're just coming back to leadership and how to lead a team and how to motivate yourself and how to make sure that you're still taking care of your business and putting in boundaries and parameters on how often you help or when you help. And that's honestly for anybody who is growing their business. You don't want to be accessible 24/7 because you have to sleep, you have to have family time, you have to have business time, business hours. Figure out what you want to do. Now, with a smaller team, if you only have two people, then you can be pretty open to being available to them as often as you want or as little as you want. It is totally up to you. That's one thing with our business is that you can run this any way you want. Now, I will strongly suggest if you do not want a team, is for you to contact customer support. The consulting support is there for you, and you need to tell them that you do not want a leadership role. That way, no one accidentally comes across your page and joins up underneath of you. There will not be an option for that. So that is available if you don't want a team. Because the hardest thing for a new person coming into this business is having an upline or a sponsor or the enrollee, however it's listed, not want to do anything or not be available or not care because you didn't plan on being a leader and so you're not even ready or are even going to try. So please make sure that you do that. Now, the rest of the time, so the first day, the first full day that we were there, I got up early. I was up at like 5 a.m., which is like 6 p.m. Texas time, or 6 a.m. Texas time. I went downstairs because my roommate was sleeping, and I basically did some TikToks. I did some pictures. Yeah, and I went and had breakfast. They have breakfast available for us on 2 of the days. Yeah, on Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday we ate on campus. But Scentsy Commons, guys, absolutely beautiful. So for October, there was already changing of the seasons. You could tell it was fall. It was supposed to be really, really cold, but it wasn't. We still had some days that were like 80s and 70s. And the nights were cooler, and the mornings, early mornings were cooler. We got on the bus. We were in groups. We were in platoons. So there was 4 different platoons. They had 2 on each bus. And the biggest thing about Director Booth is the community, is the connection, is those late night talks. Out of everything else, you should at least find others like you who are struggling or who have the same, like, really good strengths and really good weaknesses. Guys, just because you have a weakness doesn't make you a horrible leader. For you to be able to recognize that you have a weakness or that you are lacking in a certain skill, that is probably the best leader ever to be. I am not fully prepared to train you on this. I don't have the skills to show you how to do this. But you need to make sure that you can find someone to show them those skills or find trainings, either with on the workstation or on YouTube, or if there's certain ones that you follow. I've told my team many times over and over. And again, the team that I got to director with is not the team that I have now. So that is definitely a true fact. But I've told them over and over, I may not be your cup of tea. You may not like the way that I talk, I train, the way that I gesture, the way that I move my hands all the time. You may not like that. There are other people that train different. There are other people available for you to absorb information and content from. There are groups. There are a ton of groups that allow access to watch different trainings by different people. And that's the reason why you may see a ton of training over one concept or one tool or one app or something, you will see it seen multiple ways because first, we are all different. Our minds work in different ways. For me, I'm very ADD. I'm very go, go, go. I'm very squirrel. And then all of a sudden, I've lost my train of thought. I am scattered sometimes. There's times that my emotions can come out whenever I'm doing a training. Um, I can get very somber. I can cry. Guys, I've cried. I pour my heart out. I try to just be me because I don't want to be a fake person if you meet me in person. No, I'm still awkward. I had to tell him I was awkward. Oh, and I did get recognized. So there's somebody here who's watching me who came up and said hello. Um, Actually, there was a couple of y'all, and I am so glad I got to meet every single one of you. I absolutely love it. But then I'm like, I'm really awkward, guys. So if I'm like, if I start getting this face, or if it's because I'm getting overwhelmed. But oh, did not turn down the phone. I know, I forgot. Better turn this down. Yeah, that's the story of my life. Okay, so distraction. I got seen. So please, if you ever see me at any one of the events, please come up to me. Please, please, because I do want to meet every single one of you. I am so blessed that y'all follow me because I feel every time I get comments, every time that someone reacts, I feel empowered because I feel like I'm making a difference and I am showing other people who may be struggling and cannot find the content of like how the messy it gets. It's not always butterflies and roses. There are times that we struggle. And especially if you are at a certain point in your business and it's no longer being successful. So pandemic buying was great for me, but I've had to go back and learn the basics about parties and about getting hosts and events and going back to the basics of being face to face and seeing someone and talking and having a conversation. And for someone who's like me, who is very, very awkward, I have to practice it and I have to work on it. And the more I do it, the easier it becomes. And the easier it becomes second nature. And I just start going through my spiel. And there are times that whenever a certain question is brought up, I have a whole spiel to it only because I've practiced it over and over. And I've fumbled and stumbled and stuttered and blushed and shut up and I like deer in headlights multiple times for me to get that comfortable. I'm still getting comfortable talking to other consultants whenever they come up and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I've seen you on the podcast, or I saw you on your YouTube, or I watch your trainings." I'm all like, I'm still working on that because it doesn't happen a lot. So, if you were starting any kind of venture with YouTube, TikTok, any of those, you start getting noticed, start practicing on what to say. And not script wise, but like it's kind of like sometimes we're like, thanks. And then we want to run because we're like, I don't know what to say to them. And so there's been times that before like SFR, especially on our podcast, we talk about like, at least come up and tell me your name because I do want to search for your name tag. And if it's flipped around, I don't want to be staring down at your chest area trying to figure out where your name's. Thank God our boot camp had those name badges. So it was easier to remember names time and time again. I still am horrible at names. I do recognize faces. I just can't always remember names. So I'm trying to be better at saying the name multiple times so that it'll be more ingrained in my brain. But more times I meet you, I promise I will try and get better and better at remembering your name. And if we talk online, make sure that your picture is you because I don't want to not know you, but I've talked to you every single day for a year and then I see you and then it because your picture doesn't look like you. Come on, guys. It's very cute to have the AI do some great um, Photoshop, some great AI images of yourself, but nobody's going to know what you look like. That's why I'm just me. My picture's on everything. I did have a cartoon for a while, but I took that down because they're not going to remember my cartoon. I'm not walking around with a cartoon face. So, what else? We got to see a lot of different things. A lot of the NDA. I will just say this. It's just stuff that may be coming out, things that processes or procedures that they're working on or thinking about implementing. It's very basic stuff. It is not like the secret to success is the NDA, and we can't tell you that. It's all about the different things and the different departments up at Scentsy Commons, and those are things we can't talk about because we can't talk about. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. So that's why I was like, "Ooh, I don't know what I can share with you." But the trainings and stuff is the same trainings that is on the workstation. There was just someone to be able to talk and have conversations with and ask questions and tweak and all those things. So on those trainings that are available through the workstation, guys, you can ask questions there too. So getting involved with those trainings, getting involved with asking those questions and getting that one-on-one with somebody that is at home office. Guys, relish that information. They're giving you the tips, but you have to do them for them to work. So I know this video is taking a little bit longer, but guys, hey, I am Cassie Bollinger. You are seeing me through my journey of I was at the top. Well, I wasn't at the tippy top, but I was at my top. I was at the greatest place I wanted to be with the income I wanted. And then the pandemic was over and I've had to rebuild my business. It was not that I did it wrong. It's not like something changed, but the world changed. And so now I'm learning the basics. This is my journey going through building my team, growing my customer base, and learning and being a better leader. Thank you so much for following and watching this video. Guys, I really, truly appreciate it. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get the updates of every time that I have an aha moment that I come on here and I record it. I was going to I was going to record while I was there, but we were so busy and I didn't want to be lost in the moment. I wanted to be in the moment. And I'll tell you what, the late night talks, the raw emotion of bearing our souls of that this is what I failed and this is what I need help with. Those are the moments that you will cherish forever. So I love you all. So if you haven't heard it today, I love you. You are important. You are strong. You can do this business. Guys, you can do this. So if you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comments. I do respond back to every single comment. Now, if you commented in the last 6-7 days and haven't responded, I will do that today, I promise. And I will check to make sure I've responded to everybody. I'm so happy I got to meet so many of you. I'm so proud of you showing up for your business. Every time that you watch a training in anywhere, you are showing up for your business. I love you all, and I'll talk to you guys next time.